Hello students, this is a video lecture on an overview of immunology. In this video, we'll be talking about what is immunology and the types of immunity. From the moment we are born, we are continuously being exposed to foreign and harmful substances such as microorganisms, toxins, and malignant cells, which cause damage to the body and may result in various diseases. So, in order to protect the body from such harmful substances, certain defense mechanisms have evolved in living organisms. Immunology is that branch of science which deals with the study of these defense mechanisms. It took more than 400 million years of evolution for our immune system to develop into such a complex system that we have today. In the process, our immune system has learned to discriminate between foreign molecules and the body's own cells and molecules, a property known as self-non-self discrimination. Although early societies were aware of the phenomenon of immunity, but this discipline of immunology was successfully converted into a medically effective practice only when it was observed that individuals who had recovered from certain infectious diseases were thereafter protected from the disease. For example, at the time of epidemics like smallpox, plague, it was seen that individuals who recovered from the disease could be used to help or nurse the patients because they would not contract the disease a second time. Then came the early vaccination studies. In the year 1798, Edward Jenner in England developed a technique where he inoculated people with fluid from cowpox pustules, which resulted in development of immunity against smallpox. This technique of inoculating with cowpox to protect against smallpox became popular at that time throughout Europe. Next major advance came with Louis Pasteur's germ theory of disease. While studying cholera in chickens, he proved that aging weakens the virulence of pathogen, and such attenuated strain can be used to protect against the disease. He called this attenuated strain a vaccine, and thus this is how vaccination was discovered. He administered his first vaccine to a human in the year 1885, which was a rabies vaccine. Now that we know what is immune system, let's see the types of immunity. There are two types of immunity, innate immunity and adaptive immunity, both of which collaborate to protect the body. Innate immunity is the inborn immunity. It provides the first line of defense. It is present in the body before the onset of infection, so it is not specific to a particular pathogen. Major components of innate immunity are barriers, phagocytes, soluble factors. Barriers can be physical as well as chemical, like skin, mucosal membrane, acidity of stomach, enzymes such as lysozyme, which is present in tears, which attack the cell walls of certain bacteria and destroy them. A dramatic example of barrier loss can be seen in burn victims who lose protective skin and become prone to various bacterial and fungal infections. Another innate defense mechanism is phagocytosis, where certain specialized cells in our body, such as monocytes, neutrophils, macrophages, ingest the pathogen directly by expanding their cell membrane around the pathogen. Certain soluble factors also contribute to innate immunity, like interferons, complement systems. Interferons are certain proteins which are produced by virus infected cells which bind to the nearby cells and induce a generalized antiviral state in the body, thus preventing the spread of virus. Complement system includes a group of proteins which damage the pathogen. It damages the membrane of the pathogen and thus causing its lysis and thus removing the pathogen from the body. Second form of immunity is adaptive immunity, also known as acquired immunity. As the name suggests, it develops only in response to the infection. Therefore, it has a delayed response, unlike innate immunity, which is very rapid. Another property of adaptive immunity is that it has the ability to recognize and eliminate specific antigen. And once it is recognized and responded to an antigen, it develops immunologic memory in the body. That is, a second encounter with the antigen induces a heightened state of immune response, and thus it can confer lifelong immunity to a variety of infectious agents. Major components of adaptive immunity are lymphocytes. There are two major populations of lymphocytes: B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. B lymphocytes produce specialized proteins called antibodies which eliminate the antigen by directly neutralizing them, while T lymphocytes are of two types: CD8 type and CD4 type. CD8 type of T cells are also known as killer T cells, who directly find a specific target and kill them, while CD4 type of T cells are also known as T helper cells, and as the name suggests, they help other cells of the immune system like B cells, macrophages to propagate, to develop, and thus help in boosting the immunity.